Good afternoon, Mercer Island community. My name is Jessi Bon, and I am the city manager for the City of Mercer Island. I'm recording from a different location this afternoon. Today is Thursday, May 28th, and this is our live situation briefing. I will also let you know that this is going to be the last live briefing for at least a little while. In June, we will have 3 back-to-back city council meetings on Tuesday nights, and that will provide an opportunity for me to provide community updates. If there's a need in the future for us to come back and do live briefings, we will certainly consider doing that. Just give me a moment here. I'm going to share my screen and click over to the PowerPoint presentation. Okay. Several updates today covering a wide range of topics. First of all, information on religious gatherings. We've put together a whole bunch of information on unemployment fraud. We have our COVID-19 case update, and then some information on city services, and a really nice good news story that I'm happy to share with all of you. First up, Governor Jay Inslee announced easing of restrictions on religious gatherings. We did have some questions come into the city about this, so we wanted to make sure to cover this. Under Phase 1, outdoor religious services on an organization's property can be held with up to 100 individuals. Physical distancing and face coverings are required. Under Phase 2, indoor religious services can be held at 25% capacity of the facility or with fewer than 50 individuals, whichever is less. So this allows for holiday celebrations, small weddings, funeral services, and the like. Also, in-home services or counseling at a person's residence can occur with 5 individuals or less. Lots of questions on unemployment fraud. So we do have some information for you. And I actually found out last week that I am on the list. Somebody applied for unemployment using my name as well. So on May 14th, as you know, the state of Washington paused unemployment payments for 2 days in an attempt to block a whole bunch of fraudulent claims that had come in. The city of Mercer Island has been impacted. We've had a number of staff and actually a couple council members show up on our list. There's been a surge. Current estimates are around $1.6 million in fraudulent claims. And if you were impacted, I have some information on what you should do. So first of all, here's the list, and I'll go through these in a little more detail. Several steps you can take to protect yourself. The first is contacting the Washington State Employment Security Department. And I just did this myself. You follow the link on their website, you fill out a form providing some information indicating that the claim filed using your identity was fraudulent. You will need to provide your name, your social number, address, date of birth. And there's a little box where you share some information on how you found out about the fraud claim. If you receive any payments from the Employment Security Department that you did not apply for, you're also asked to report that and return those payments. Please also consider filing a police report with the Mercer Island Police Department. I heard from Police Chief Ed Holmes a couple days ago that we had over 200 fraud cases filed in the last couple of weeks. The non-emergency number is 425-577-5656. And also just a reminder to keep a file and keep a record of what has happened. You may be asked to provide that information. Contact the 3 major credit bureaus and let them know you've been a victim of identity theft. Let them know about the fraud claim, and I highly recommend you freeze your credit. This can all be done online now. By the way, if you are somebody that is not tech savvy or having challenge navigating all these websites, although we can't do the work for you, you're welcome to contact our call center. We have a wonderful group of trained volunteers that can at least virtually give you some tips on how to access the websites and provide you some support. When I get to the end of the presentation, I'll provide the information on the call center. When you contact the 3 credit bureaus, by the way, we've got their numbers here, you often have the option to place a fraud alert, and we do recommend that you do that. A fraud alert makes it harder for someone to open new accounts using your name. Also freeze your credit, and what this does is anyone applying for credit in your name is blocked from doing so. When you need to unfreeze your credit, when you need to apply for credit, you have to actually take the step of unfreezing before you can proceed with a credit application. I've personally had credit freezes in place for 10 years due to a situation that occurred a while ago, and once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to navigate. File a report with the Federal Trade Commission, provide them with the incident number or any police reports you filed. They have a whole, I'm sorry, this little box here is in the way, webpage dedicated to tracking unemployment claims. And finally, this was a great suggestion, contact the post office just to make sure somebody hasn't redirected your mail to a different address without your permission. So if you haven't been getting mail, that's certainly a reason to be aware and find out if somebody's compromised your mail delivery. Also, just some good reminders, check your credit annually. I've already mentioned freezing your credit. Check your mail. I did receive a notice from the Employment Security Department notifying me about my unemployment claim, and the city that I work for, City of Mercer Island, also, my name was on a list of employees that had recently applied for unemployment. So the 2 things together, we quickly connected the dots. Okay, moving on to a different topic now, Mercer Island case count. As of yesterday, May 27th, we had 76 confirmed cases here on Mercer Island, and 5 people unfortunately have passed away due to the coronavirus. The case count has jumped a bit from 2 weeks ago. Still, I would say, without having a graph in front of me, a very low trend line. That is good. Keep up the work, Mercer Island. The data is available on the King County Seattle King County Public Health website. Sorry, that's a mouthful. Also, we learned today that King County launched a new dashboard that provides a snapshot of several useful indicators or metrics related to the COVID-19 pandemic in our community. Includes virus activities, such as trends in number of reported cases, testing capacity, healthcare readiness. So this dashboard is available at the Seattle King County Public Health website. A handful of city service updates for you as well. First of all, on fire operations, we continue to have enough personal protective equipment, things like masks, gloves, and gowns. We're putting UV disinfecting equipment in service. We're still responding to potential COVID-19 cases, but I'm happy to report we've had 0 exposures of personnel to date. Again, I have to compliment the fire team for just really sticking to protocols, and I know they're rigorous. We appreciate you staying safe and keeping everyone else safe as you respond. Call volumes have dipped a little bit below normal, which may be because people are actually hesitating to call 911. And that's concerning to us. So if you or a loved one are experiencing a medical emergency, please do call 911. Just a reminder, as I've already noted, safety protocols are in place, so you are not at risk for exposure from our crews. And hospitals are currently, they have capacity to treat you. So please, if you have a medical emergency, please do call 911. Police operations, our officers are healthy and continuing to answer calls for service. The department is at full staffing with no known exposures to COVID-19, and our call volumes remain steady. I think I reported at the council meeting last week, we had some emails and calls regarding speeding concerns on the Mercer Ways, and I know we've also had some concerns with vehicles traveling across I-90. The police department is aware and working to address these concerns with vehicles and bicycles, and certainly pedestrians as well. So our police department has been conducting emphasis patrols around the Mercer Ways and other areas of concern. You've probably seen them out there. And you may have seen the message boards we deployed over the weekend reminding people to slow down and share the road. We did conduct extra traffic enforcement patrols during Memorial Day weekend. We performed 50 traffic stops and issued 21 citations. Hopefully you weren't one of those people that received a citation, and also several warnings. We talked to a lot of folks, motorists and cyclists, about safety concerns and a reminder to slow down and share the road. So thank you to the police department for working the extra enforcement over the weekend. Call to action for the Mercer Island community. If you do observe speeding or unsafe driving, please call 911 immediately. You may think there's nobody, someone's going to get here in time, but you would be surprised. We have had a couple of timely calls with an officer in the area and we were able to respond. So please do call. The other thing is that when you call, it provides us with data in terms of where problems are occurring, and our police team reviews that information regularly, and that's how we determine how and where emphasis patrols happen. So it is really important for you to call. We welcome your call. It's important data and information for us to have, and when we can, if we're in the area, we absolutely will respond. Transitioning now to a completely unrelated topic, to speeding. A quick update on a city work plan item, the Shoreline Master Program update. Last June, the City Council adopted amendments to the Shoreline Master Program, which were related to the repair of existing docks. And I know some of you have been waiting for this. Any amendment to our Shoreline Master Program requires approval by the Department of Ecology before it takes effect. On May 26, just 2 days ago, after waiting for it for quite a while, the Department of Ecology conditionally approved the amendments to the Shoreline Master Program. So what that means is we'll be taking that back to the City Council to consider the approval at one of the June council meetings. I think it's going to be scheduled for June 16th, and they may choose to either accept the conditional approval or propose alternative language. So for those of you that have been reaching out, eager to get your repairs done, we're really close. Again, I believe it's June 16th that we'll be considering this. Okay, our next City Council meeting is actually June 2nd. The council meeting will be conducted remotely using Zoom. And I've said this several times previously, we anticipate having virtual council meetings for the foreseeable future. I'm expecting at least the rest of 2020, possibly into 2021. As of right now, actually this slide is incorrect. We've been working under the Open Public Meetings Act restrictions, which limited matters that are only necessary and routine or related to the public health emergency. The Open Public Meetings Act restrictions are scheduled to end May 31st. As of today, we don't know if they'll be extended, if they'll be modified and extended. So we're preparing the June 2nd City Council meeting, contrary to what this slide says, as if we're able to resume operations without OPMA, the necessary and routine restrictions. If that changes, we will certainly update our packet and notify the community. For those of you desiring to watch our meetings, instructions on live public comment is available on our Let's Talk page. And just a reminder that our council meetings are streamed and broadcast live on Channel 21 and the city's YouTube channel. A few other updates for you. The farmers market is coming back Sunday, June 7th. And if you visited any of the other markets in our area, you know the operations are just a little bit different now due to the pandemic. The hours of the farmers market are 10 to 3, and the same location as prior years at the north end of Mercerdale Park. The market runs every Sunday through the end of September. And as I already noted, there will be some operating changes due to the pandemic. Specifically, There will be social distancing protocols, much like everything else we're doing now. We have to keep our distance from others. There will be a mask requirement, also a new one-way layout to keep traffic flowing in one direction, and some restrictions on the total number of people allowed to gather in the market area at once. Most of this information is posted on the Mercer Island Farmers Market website, and the city will be working to promote farmers market information as we get closer to the opening date. Some other important information for businesses and economic development recovery. Last week, the City Council approved a grant award from the Port of Seattle, which is about $25,000, and it's to fund projects to support relief for our business community over the summer. We'll be sharing more information about this grant program and the projects in the very, very near future. We've also implemented retail priority pickup zones, one recently on Southeast 30th Street for the Islandia Center, shopping center. We have a duplicate word there. That's adjacent to Island Books, Terabella, and a few other of our favorites. Like the food priority pickup zones, basically what this is, it's a 3-minute loading zone so that you can stop by and have curbside access to your retail establishments. If you see a parking area that's restricted, we kindly ask you to respect these zones and use them only when you're picking up items from the shopping center. We do have a few cars that have remained in these areas, and that doesn't allow for the pickup zones to work very effectively. So please observe the zones. If you are a local business and you would benefit from a retail or food priority pickup zone, please reach out to Sarah Bluvis. Sarah's been working as our small business coordinator during the emergency since about the end of March. Her email address is on the screen, and her phone number is listed there, 206-275-7864. Really exciting news. Last week, Friday, May 22nd, was WeLoveMI COVID-19 Relief Day. Thank you to everyone who supported the campaign by giving $22 or more on May 22nd. And many of you have been supporting that campaign from the beginning. As of last night, the campaign has raised more than $109,000 for Mercer Island businesses. Way to go, Mercer Island, and keep up the great work. Safe Start reopening for businesses. So if you are a small business eager to reopen during the Safe Start Washington phased approach and you need some help, the City of Mercer Island is partnered with the Chamber of Commerce to make sure you have the resources and information you need to resume operations. I know there's so many questions. We're actually diving in deep to how to operate our city buildings right now, so I share the concerns and the angst. We're here to help. We're gathering all the information as it's coming out from the governor's office and also from Seattle King County Public Health. Sarah Bluvis is a resource, and she's available to you. Again, her email address and her phone number is provided there. As information comes out from the governor's office, we are loading it to the Let's Talk page, so one central location for you to access all of the files. Also, a reminder, homemade masks will be available during senior hours this Friday at Mercerdale Park. Just a huge, huge heartfelt thank you to our emergency management volunteers who have been working to support us on a wide variety of tasks. They will be back tomorrow to hand out homemade masks. If you are a senior or somebody that's more susceptible or vulnerable to the coronavirus, please stop by Mercerdale Park. We'd be happy to share a mask with you. By the way, I don't know if I already mentioned this, the volunteers are also making the masks, and some community members have also been making masks and donating them. Again, this is tomorrow, Mercerdale Park, Friday, May 29th, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. We will hope to see you there. And a good news story, and to conclude my presentation, I wanted to mention a birthday party we had last weekend, Memorial Day. Mercer Island resident Melba Jamerson celebrated her 100th birthday this past Saturday. Melba's family, friends, and neighbors all got together to have a birthday parade. And we were happy that we weren't out on any calls at the moment. So our representatives from the Mercer Island Police Department and the Mercer Island Fire Department joined in the parade. So happy birthday, Melba. Amazing 100 years. Thank you for inviting us to celebrate with you. What a wonderful event that was. I mentioned at the beginning when I started that this will be our last Thursday briefing. I have enjoyed certainly connecting with you in this way. We will be back if circumstances warrant, and hopefully not. Other ways to stay informed, please tune in to our city council meetings. At the beginning of the council meeting, I provide a city manager's report on a whole wide variety of topics, including content that's similar to what I just covered this afternoon. Copies of those reports and a link to the video will be posted to our Let's Talk page for ease of access. And certainly, Let's Talk is our platform and the place we are holding all of our documents and videos. Please go there. Watch out for our Wednesday Mercer Island Weekly e-news, and certainly like us on social media because we push out almost daily or sometimes twice daily updates across those platforms. And finally, Mercer Island, just to remember, we have one city phone number that will get you access to anybody and everything. It's the call center that we stood up a couple months ago, given that all of our buildings are closed and many of our staff are virtual. The number is 206-275-7626. The call center is operating now Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We also have a common email address that you can reach out to us, coronavirus@mercergov.org. And I want to emphasize again, please use this for any questions you have on city business, and the call center team will be happy to get you connected to the right person. All right, that concludes Mercer Island Community, our Thursday live briefing. As I've already mentioned, this will be the last live briefing for the time being, but we do look forward to connecting with you in other ways. And please don't hesitate to reach out if I can be of assistance or if any of the staff can be of assistance. On behalf of the City Council, thank you for doing all that you're doing, for staying safe and supporting us during this great time of change. We look forward to connecting again in the future.